Hello everybody, here's Country Music News International magazine and radio show. My name is Christian Lamitschka, and on the show today we have
Darryl Worley.
Darryl, welcome to Country Music News International again. Last year we talked about so many stuff, and you told me when the interview was done, you are working on such a lot of new things, and now you are ready to rock.
We are. The greatest hits package that we talked about last year was supposed to come out last year. And then a couple of songs from that project started to really rise to the top, and people were hearing the music. And so one particular song wound up being a single called Lonely Alone. And that song is already playing on satellite radio. My friends over there, Stormy Warren and JR and all those good folks heard it, loved it, and they've added it to two of their, Stormy has it on the highway, and just most recently they've added it to the Y2K segment of their programming. And which is just a huge blessing. It's already having a positive effect on our touring for this year. And I think that this song may find its way to mainstream radio as well. So what we had to do was to hold up the release date of the greatest hits package till like March or April probably, to let this song get a little bit of traction, if you will. And then we'll put that project out, and but we haven't stopped working on the Christian album that we're also was my very first one. So two never before things for us: greatest hits, and then this new Christian project. And so it's still in the works as well. So we're very busy, but we have most of the greatest hits thing finished. So.
Okay, but by all the hits you had in your career, you can probably fill 10 albums with?
I could. I can have a couple of volumes of the greatest hits at least. We have plans to do a volume 2. This will be volume 1, and we have plans for a volume 2. I already have the songs picked out, and so we're looking forward to that. It should be a lot of fun. This project has certainly. It's kind of breathed life into our touring, and our fan base is excited to get a hold of all this new music. So we're just, it's almost like we're getting a new start, and I'll take that any day.
By the way, by all the big hits you had in your career, which one was the one which means most to you?
You know, it's hard to say. I mean, I think a lot of people would expect me to say, "Have You Forgotten?" Because it was so huge, and it is very important to me in a lot of special ways. But there are other songs that I think carry a lot of weight. Second Wind is a song that wasn't anywhere near as big on the charts. It didn't make it to the top, but it was one of those songs that I think has had an impact on people's lives, like I Miss My Friend. And so there's a handful of songs that I would have to put in that category. I couldn't just give all the credit to just one song, but obviously Have You Forgotten was the biggest.
Okay. And by all the awards you won in your career, which one was the one which means the most to you?
All of the what, I'm sorry?
Which of the awards you won in your career, which is the one that means the most to you? As example, the CMA Award, ACM Awards.
Well, this is going to be kind of odd. See, I've been nominated for everything, but I never won any of those awards. I didn't win any of the CMA awards. I didn't win any of the ACM awards that I was nominated for, and I was nominated for most of them, but I'm not really sure how much that stuff would have meant to me, because there's so much politics involved. But I've been honored by our military and all the different branches and up and down all the way across, because we've traveled all over the world to entertain them. And so I think probably some of the different awards and some of the different honors that they have bestowed on me would probably mean more to me than any of that other stuff anyway. So I don't feel cheated. I don't feel like I missed out on anything. When you are honored by the military, it's something that you have earned. You can't buy it. Politics can't get it for you. You get it because they see that you truly care and that you want to do something to help. And so that's how I usually answer that question.
Okay. By the way, when you can make a package for a big tour worldwide, which artists you like to get on the boat to tour with you together?
There's a bunch of guys out there that I think could go overseas and do, but it may not be who you would think, because to be honest, in Europe and over there across the waters, they tend to migrate more to the traditional style of country music and not this. So when I think about artists that fit that, I think about Alan Jackson, and I think about, there's guys that I've worked with during my years in this business. Trace Adkins, Ray Scott's starting to work over there some, and I think that he does what those folks love and expect. So to me, it's the artists here that have stayed closer to the traditional roots of the music that would probably wind up having the best success overseas. And it would be really cool to put something like that together and go. Leanne Womack would be very well received, I think. And so who knows, we may try to do something like that sometime. I know I'm going to continue to go overseas and work because it's just lucrative. It makes sense.
By the way, which kind of music are you listening to when you have time at home?
I still listen to a lot of older traditional country music. I'm not a big fan of what's on the radio currently. But I don't just listen to country anymore. I listen to Christian music as well, and I listen to some classic rock and roll as well. So I think that may have a little bit of the reason why this new song, Lonely Alone, not only is it country like what I grew up on, but it also has a little hint of some of those other groups from the past that had influence on me, and one in particular is the Eagles. So it's got big background harmony vocals like the Eagles, and
okay.
So it's being well received. We'll see what happens, but I think we're going to have a hit.
So, by the way, what can we expect now to see from you in the future?
Man, we're just going to keep on making music, and we will be traveling still overseas. I went to Germany not so long ago and played a couple shows at Bill's place in Bill Wallace's place in Untermeidingen, in Bavaria. And so we'll be back, and I think maybe things are opening up for some of us more seasoned guys that have been around a while, and this song of mine may be evidence of that. So I'm just going to keep making music, man, and keep on touring.
So what's the best way now for bookers to get in touch with you?
Just call my management company or get in touch with my booking agency. Buddy Lee does the booking, and you can find Julianne's information on my website, darrylworley.com.
So, and for fans is the best way?
I'm sorry?
The best way for fans to keep in touch with you?
Sure. Facebook, all that stuff. I'm not really good on this social media, but I know Facebook and Twitter and the website, of course. They can keep up with what's going on and find out, when the songs are going to be released and when the project's coming out.
So, folks, you know what to do when you like to go in touch with him or stay here on Country Music News International. Sign up to our daily newsletter where we keep you posted what's going on in Country Music City, Nashville.